welcome back to Movie Reviews. And this is the 12th and final episode of the 5th series. And what an interesting way to pick out a movie to end the series off with this. This product or cult classic of the 1970s. And I'm talking about Fritz the Cat from 1972. Right. Now, first and foremost, if any kids are watching, if my subscribers, sorry, I pronounced it, it's too hot, and my voice is going a bit. If my subscribers, think this is like an animated kids film, this isn't. It's an X-rated movie for adults. It's raunchy as hell. Quite lots of stuff going on in this movie, which I'll go into right now. So, yeah. So be warned, it's not a kids movie. Let's say that, and it's not related to Felix the Cat. Get that out of the way now. So, Fritz the Cat. This is based on the comic books by R. Crumb, and it was later adapted into a movie in 1972, and it had a sequel in 1974 called The 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat, and nothing since. So Fritz the Cat is now a cult classic. It's regarded as one of the early X-rated movies, I think, because at this point, you've always got you have restricted your PG-13, you have G, and all that sort of stuff. Well, anything really. I think they always branded with an R rating now and again in most movies, and this is one of the other movies, along with the film Deep Throat. These were branded with X because of the explicit content that was going on. I mean, when you watch this movie and you might see what I mean if you give it a watch. I mean, that's how I experienced it. I mean, how I came across this movie was interesting because this came from, I remember seeing the poster in school. I might have told this before, in the school library, we had a bunch of books and there were film posters from each decade. In the 70s one, there was a selection called one called Fritz the Cat, and it was like he's two X-rated baby or something. He had a tagline on it or something like that. And I thought, that's quite interesting. I didn't actually watch it until I was about 15 or 16, and I watched this, and I thought, what is this movie? What is this? I mean, it's got some good 70s stuff in it. The animation style is quite poppy, sort of obscure, a bit. I don't know. It's not very fluid though, I would say. And the animation style obviously is done by Ralph Bakshi. Right. Yeah, so Fritz the Cat is one of his more famous movies. So if anyone doesn't know who Ralph Bakshi is, he is a sort of an animator, storyteller, director, writer, screen. He's made a few interesting movies over the years. Coonskin was another one. American Pop. What's the other one? It's to do with greases. Can't remember the name. And obviously, he had a bit of success from 1972 to 1992 ended with Cool World, and after Cool World he hasn't done much since. Really, he's been in the spotlight for a bit. And he's still alive, and he hasn't done very much until I think a couple of years ago. There was a little short on something to do with Coney Island, and I think that was like an unfinished film they was planning to do, but it's never been sorted out. So he's been on the taglines for he's sort of been he's been under the radar for quite a bit. However, Fritz the Cat is one of his star achievements, I think. Obviously, it tells the tale of Fritz the Cat, who is I would say a sexually perverted tabby cat who is always trying to find a score for women, and obviously this leads him onto a couple of adventures, and basically he looks for women. He gets involved with some gangland stuff as well. He goes to the desert or something, takes drugs and goes on these weird psychedelic adventures, and before sort of coming to a bloody climax or something, and obviously stuff happens. Now, what I mentioned before was it's raunchy as hell. It's explicit. It's rated X. Mainly fact because it's full of it's heavily. Jeez, it's full of nudity very much. I mean, think of this. It's animated. However, it's always if you think of like cat, like sort of like humanoid cat people with breasts and stuff, and having strong physical intercourse that you see on film, I mean, geez, whew. I mean, you actually see it in the, all moving and handling, thrusting and stuff. Geez, oh geez, it is quite. It's quite. When you first watch, it's quite unbearable sometimes. Like, now you can see and wonder why it's very nice and why it's highly explicit. There's other stuff as well, like sort of like the Black Crows and stuff. Like that's now this is sort of thing that was happening in the 70s as well. Like do the what was it the it's basically like stuff in the 70s, like do with like you have a character and you have black voice rivers and they're black. Not really. It's like the stuff with the gollywogs as well back in the day, and probably, and obviously these films obviously as well. I mean, I think racism was still a thing at the time in the 70s as well. I mean, because of all the stuff going on, and I think the Ralph Bakshi films obviously explain that, especially in Coonskin in 75, they sort of did that as well. And they sort of bring this up in Fritz the Cat as well with the Black Crows, obviously. Made to do like he's working like with Fritz is working for this crow leader or something, or he ends up on a weird adventure or something, or hen. I don't know really. It's really obscure like how the story works out. It's like one big drug trip. It's basically a comic strip on acid really, and you end up in one place like one in the big city, and then you end up in this like apocalyptic wasteland afterwards, and it's like, what on earth is going on here? And yeah, but obviously, I think that's how it works. Well, not really. I don't think how it works. It's not really structured properly very much. I mean, trying to write a story or how Bakshi wrote this, I don't know. I don't know what was going on in his head at that time. However, it's still watchable it is, and some of the characters are great, You still have Fritz the Cat, who's voiced by a guy called Skip, which I forgot his last name, his first name's Skip, and he later reprised the role in the Nine Lives of Fritz the Cat in 1974, and some of the other characters as well. You mean the crows, well, especially the crow lady, and those three girls, which that's all sort of like young women which have like dog DNA and stuff like that. It's like, okay, and the pig police as well. I mean, that's sort of a reference to the term pigs as well. I think that's more like a British fascist anarchist type of term for police, and obviously Bakshi utilises this in the film, which is quite interesting. And yeah, I mean that's about the characters. There was some. I think the only memory I think of is like Four in a Bed. I haven't done that yet. Obviously, he's trying to with some women, like becoming a busker and stuff like that. I think like he's injured or he needs help, and they basically will go back to my place, and obviously, takes all three girls, and that ends up like some absolute chaos and riots in a bathtub, which is like with the police going and stuff like that. It's quite over the top. I mean, that's sort of the beginning of the movie. That is, it's like, okay, so where are we going to go from here? And it goes extremely up your own backside. It's like someone like lit a, let's say, a flare up your backside, and you like don't even give a damn as you're high or something. Don't bother what I'm trying to say. It's just visually it's visually it's crazy and psychedelic. That's all I could say. That's all I can say about this movie. And over the years, it's gotten its reputation for being X-rated. It's obviously a cult classic. People still remember this movie, and it's just overall great. I would say it's a product of its time, though. I would say. I mean, obviously, you think of animated films in the 70s, you might think of like Disney and other stuff, any famous movies. However, this sort of broke new ground. This did. I mean, it's based on a comic strip. However, it's utilized to more an adult audience than kids, and it does that perfectly, I think. Yes. Right. So let me just stop this now. I'll stop now. It's getting too warm in here, so I'll stop now. So, Fritz the Cat. Give it a watch. I would say give it a watch. Find it on Netflix or find a DVD of it somewhere. I don't know if it's released on Blu-ray or something. I'm not too sure, but who knows? But give it maybe give this a watch maybe once or something, or maybe see what you think of it. I mean, as I said, it's a product of the 70s. It's one of the early X-rated movies, and it's just an overall film. So excuse the flies; they're all over the place. It's hot summer, so anyway, that's the end of the review, and that's the final episode of the 5th series of movie reviews. So I'll finish another video. I'll finish now, and I would say see you in the next video, whatever it may be. Who knows? It could be the first episode of Series 6. It could be, actually. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, bye.